Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video talking about the schedule on the channel. Starting in 2017, I had like a very vague idea of what I wanted to do. Like I had a number of different thoughts and goals of different types of videos I wanted to record, and I wasn't really sure how to formulate it in my head, let alone into words to explain to you, or let alone to put it on a calendar. But over the last 2 weeks, the 2 weeks we've had so far in 2017, I figured out just in the last few days how to put it on paper, how to put it into words. So I wanted to talk about that really quick today. It basically comes down to we'll call it 3.5 types of videos. And the reason for this is actually pretty cool. I've never heard of a YouTuber doing something like this, although I think some do it, but maybe not as intentionally as I'm going to. You see, I'm going to start making my schedule cater to each type of viewer. People view YouTube, people watch my channel in different ways. For instance, there's people like Hill Dragon and Potato Launch and Kendrick Taylor who like watch a ton of stuff. They don't really have a preference to what I play. They watch me because they like me and they like my content, and I like them too. So there's those guys, and I don't have to worry about them. They will just watch anything and everything. They're fantastic. Then there's people like Terzecker. Terzecker is a good example of someone who loves to dig into a good long solo series. Like, he was big into Deus Ex. That's where he found me, was Deus Ex. And so there are people like that who like to dig into a series and stay with it through the long haul. Then there are people who come and go in waves. And these people were my FTL people, because it was fun doing FTL and seeing different people come in for a week of FTL, and then they'd drop out for a little while, and then they'd come back in for a week, and then they drop out for a little while. And it was cool because what happens is they don't have as much time for a couple of weeks and they can't watch it. But the beauty of FTL is there's a new run every week for them to just hop onto and run with. And once they're into that the first video of the run, they're into it for the rest of the week. Then, they got to catch up on other videos, and they might be back in a couple of weeks. So then that's kind of the mini series viewer. And then there's the viewer, and I would say most of these are like my YouTube buddies, who just watch like a self-contained video that's not really a part of a series. Like, Binding of Isaac is the best example of that. A Binding of Isaac video is a run of Binding of Isaac. There's no reason for you to watch the previous videos, and there's no obligation to watch the next videos. So there's those 3 types of people. Well, 4, but the people who watch everything, they don't really matter in the equation. So there's the people who watch the long video, the long series, the people who watch the mini series, or as I'm calling them, short bursts, and then there's the people who watch the one-offs. So what I've decided to do is garner my kind of create my schedule and my videos around that. So what we're going to be doing is 4 times a week, as you'll see here in the purple. And all of these colors, they're not necessarily the colors I would have chosen, but they match up with colors on a marker board that I've been using, a little dry erase calendar that I've been using to keep track of where I'm at with each video. So what's going to happen is there's going to be 4 videos that are a part of a long series every week. So Sunday right now is WWE, Monday and Friday are Fallout 4, and Wednesday is Chroma Squad. So those are for the people who want to watch specifically those videos every week, or at least one of those videos every week. And those are also the videos I probably tend to put more editing into a lot. And so it's good that they're not quite as frequent. Like WWE, for instance, takes a lot of editing compared to other things. Then there's the mini-series people, the short burst people. Those videos are going to be at noon every single day. And how that's going to work is you'll see an entire playthrough of Prison Architect, or an entire run of Dungeon of the Endless, or FTL, or a game that needs a chunk of episodes to kind of feel complete. Those are those videos. They're going to be at noon, and what's going to happen is it's going to be all in a row. Sometimes I might alternate and do, one game one day, one game the next day, one game, an alternate. You know what alternating is. Why am I trying to explain that? But the main idea is that I probably want to do it, consistently, day after day. Because again, those are the viewers who want to hop in when they can to watch a couple of episodes, and then they drop out for a little bit. And then there's the one-offs, which I'm calling infrequent, which will be the Binding of Isaacs and Minecraft and Slime Rancher, which actually I'm honestly thinking about waiting for Slime Rancher to be completely done to play it, because I'd honestly like to start over when it's done. So I don't know how much more time I want to put into that, but that's neither here nor there. So the infrequent videos are the videos that people can kind of just, either they're self-contained episodes or they're games that I don't want to put a big chunk of recording into. So those will be on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then Saturdays is either going to be an infrequent video or a crash test video. I have a lot of backlogs for crash test videos right now on my Steam library. And actually, if all you care about is the channel schedule information, that's all you need to watch. You can go away. Bye-bye. But if you're interested in seeing the games that I've actually put into these categories, this is actually pretty cool. Stick around because we're going to look at that next. I use Trello. This is actually a very recent thing. I'm using Trello to keep track of what games fall in which category and which ones I'm currently doing specifically for the long series and stuff like that. What I did, just to kind of tell you about this, was I found a website. I don't remember what it was, but there's a website that would provide me with a list of all of my games in Steam. And I pasted them into this master list category. Now, you can only paste 100 items at a time, so it took... I've got about 600 games in my library, so it took 6 times of copying and pasting, and so it wasn't too bad, actually. So what I did was I went through this list, and in Trello, you can click and drag cards between different boards. I think is what they're called. So let's put Action Hink back where he belongs. I wish you could sort them alphabetically. That'd be nice. Or automatically sort them alphabetically. So let's just talk about what we're doing. So long series, obviously, the current ones are Chroma Squad, Asher, once we get going on that, Fallout 4, and WWE. But the potential long series videos, I'm just going to read through these as quickly as possible. I might comment on a couple of them, but Banner Saga, Bastion, The Beginner's Guide, Citizens of Earth, Crosscode, which I'm really excited to play, Epistory Typing Chronicles, Van Helsing, Final Cut, The Flame and the Flood, also excited about that one. I remember that had a lot of hype behind it when it first came out. Magicka 2, Grim Dawn, Guacamelee, Gold Edition, Jotun, not sure how you pronounce it. The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, which is like an old school JRPG that was redone on PC. Oceanhorn, which is kind of a Zelda game. Lichdom Battle Mage, Life is Strange, Portal 2, Shadowrun. There's a couple Shadowrun games in the list, actually. Let me put them together. Shadowrun, Thief, Shelter 2, which is that game where you play like the animals and you're trying to survive. Stalker, Clear Sky. Then you got your short burst miniseries. Now, some of these are I would do a short burst of it and I would kind of be done with it, but some of them are like Dungeon of the Endless. I'll do a short burst with a run of Dungeon of the Endless and then, wait a little bit, do some other games, and then come back to Dungeon of the Endless. So, Dungeon of the Endless, Prison Architect, Bunker Punks, Darkest Dungeon, Don't Starve, FTL, Guild of Dungeoneering, Pixel Piracy, RimWorld, Rogue Legacy, Sheltered, Planet Explorers, Songbringer, Planet-Based, Westerado, 7 Days to Die, Banished, City Skylines, Life is Feudal, Your Own, The Curious Expedition, Dig or Die, Folktale, which actually was the first game I ever bought that was early access, and I bought it with money that I made from selling my Apple earbuds in Team Fortress 2. The dude bought me $30 worth of games for my in-game Apple earbuds. Best deal I've ever made. Although the games I got were pretty bad. Folktales, I'm interested to look at it again, but it was pretty bad back then. Fortified, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, Grav, Sheltered, Shopkeep, Gods Will Be Watching, Hurt World, Off-World Trading Company, H1Z1, Just to Survive, and Forsaken Isle. Some of those, like Grav and what was the other big one like this? Planet Explorers. Some of those are almost more extended crash tests. They're games that require more playtime. I couldn't just do a single crash test episode, but I want to try them. Like Planet Explorers, for instance, last time I played it, it was boring, but the game looks like it's so cool when you get into the end game, so I've never really committed enough, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of it's a weird game. It looks, I don't know, it's weird. Then we've got the infrequent videos, Human Resource Machine, if my brain is ever ready for that again, Rogueland, Slime Rancher, Starbound, Stardew Valley, Binding of Isaac, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Delver, Enter the Gungeon, Legend of Dungeon, Oh Sir, The Insult Simulator, Risk of Rain, Ziggurat, Assault, Android Cactus, Quiet Phone, Rocket League, Risk of Rain, Sir You Are Being Hunted, and Titan Souls. And then Crash Test, I've got a bigger list. Let's ignore that. And then funny one-offs, I've got a funny idea for a Black Ops 3 video, and then Car Mechanic Simulator. I'm not sure how funny that would be. I haven't actually played that yet, so we will see. So that's the games that are kind of on the docket for possibly being played in these slots. So be prepared for a more rigid set schedule to be in place. Not that matters too much to you, but just so you know what to expect and when to expect it. And so you'll understand kind of the ebb and flow of games that are coming in and out, specifically with the short burst videos and stuff like that. Now, with those, what I'm going to do is, instead of doing seasons like for Dungeon of the Endless, like I've done in the past for like Prison Architect, I think I'll still do seasons maybe. But for Dungeon of the Endless, what I'm going to do is it's all going to be in one playlist with just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just increasing in value per episode. Number? What am I trying to say? Whatever. And what I'm going to do is at the beginning of every new run, the title and the thumbnail will say new run on it, so that if you're looking and you don't want to come in the middle of the run, you can go and find the beginning of each run. So that's one thing I'm going to do for that. So that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you're excited for the rest of the new year. Adios. Goodbye.